what would the electronic music scene would be missing everything without the African. You can't have anything without the African. It's just like saying, what would the human race be without the African man, the African woman? It starts there. It starts there. You have to have the soul.
Afro House for me is about swing, it's about the hips, and it's about really letting your body go.
It's something that just makes you move. It just moves the spirit in a way that I can't explain.
Everybody's loving it, you know, it's the thing.
The whole of Africa is buzzing right now.
Breakfast, house music, lunch, house music, supper, house music.
Afro House is everywhere, but not often being recognized as such.
99% aller afrikanischen DJs könnten jeden Club in Berlin zum Kochen bringen.
Berlin is like the hub of techno house and like the proper underground hits, you know.
The thing about African music that lends itself to any kind of music, it's the beat. You know, when you're born, you're 120 BPM, your heart's 120 BPM. That's the basic beat of house music. It's that boom, 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 boom. It's innate in us.
There's definitely a lack of diversity, you know, in the electronic scene. I mean, I can tell from my own experience, right? Just like starting as an electronic music DJ in New York, I went through my own little share of, you know, struggle to get into certain places, you know? I truly believe that there are a lot of like black and brown and colored, you know, producers and artists that are really trying to get in the scene. The real question is like, are they being given a chance? And that's where the conversation has to start. Me and a couple of friends, we decided just to like have something focused on Afro House to bring a little bit more flavor in the electronic scene of New York. My name is Hubert Ameme, and I'm originally from Benin. I was born and raised there, lived there for 17 years, and then moved to New York right after. And I'm a DJ and a producer, also the founder of a label called One Tribe. I love house, but this feels like something I grew up with. I guess it's just, you know, the perfect wedding in between house music that I fell in love with and like my cultural background. Afro House definitely stands out, right? People definitely are really intrigued by it, right? Like, oh wow, those vocals, whoa, those percussions, the drums, you know, just like, you know, the rhythm that comes, you know, along with the music. Some people just get exposed to it for the first time and they're like, wow, that was like uplifting. So that's like the key word that I hear a lot. Your music is uplifting. That's for sure, you know, a reflection of like what we do in Africa. Like, it's just the way, you know, people are there, you know, they're happy with like, you know, what they have, and, you know, people are very grateful. It's good just to see like other people from like different cultures just like recognize, not necessarily the sound, but I recognize the difference. They're like, wow, that was different. And then they do more research and like probably, you know, they go to Spotify, Afro House. They're, oh, what is this? What is Afro House? Oh, wow, that's pretty nice.
For me as a DJ, the track or whatever I'm listening to has to move me. And then once it moves me, I can make the people move with it. You know what I mean?
Everybody wants an Afro mix. everybody who releases a song wants an Afro mix. on that release, and that wasn't the case before. So now we're seeing, even the soulful underground world here in New York, a lot of the soulful crowd that was not, so much into the Afro sound, now everyone wants an Afro mix to their track.
It wasn't until, I would say the 90s for me when, it was the seeds of Afro House, I would say, when DJs like Osunlade or Joe Closell, or even Masters at Work, and later on Bodhisattva, started bringing in a lot of the African sounds and percussion, using djembes and using different skins that weren't just congas, A lot of the guys started doing that, and of course, and bringing in a lot of the Yoruba chants into the music.
I think now, as you see, there's so many songs that now have that specific thing that I introduced to house music, that call and response, or that African, that dialect from African. You don't even know what they're saying, but and that thing, I think I was definitely the first person to introduce that. Also, the boom tack rhythm, definitely, I was one, if not, the first of the people to bring that into the thing. Yeah, I definitely identify as being one of the founders. For me, my teachers was Louis, Joe, Ron, some of the guys from Baltimore, OG, all these guys in the eastern side of America that time were doing just amazing things. Afro, Caribbean, Latin, Brazilian, it was all these things that were infused. And for me, I just thought, a bit of a side, I said, let's take it back to Africa. I think what's happened now is the South Africans have taken that, such appreciation of that, and they've created their own thing.
We were lucky enough to be able to go to South Africa at an early time when the sound was growing and growing, and to see the youth, at that time, and even now, until now, get into the music. I mean, you're walking into malls and airports, and you're hearing these songs that to others outside would be like an underground kind of tune, but it's not. It's like, over there, the sound became like almost like pop music. That's how you know when something's gonna blow up. It's when it hits the youth, when it hits the young generation.
South Africa is very dominant today, like when it comes to house music. From music to fashion to like dances, like dance moves, everything. Like we basically turned everything, into something different. So that's what I like and appreciate a lot about South Africans, because I think they are very creative people, like very, very creative. South Africa is a special place for music holistically. We don't just make Afro house or like just house music. We look at every genre in music and just put what we are into that genre, We have big jazz artists here, we've got big R&B artists here, but we do things the way we know how to, and how our surroundings influence our music,
I'm obsessed with percussions. That's something that in my sound I will never not do. Whether it's minor, it could just be a shaker here and there. It could be a drum, a conga, or a bongo or something, you know. There's just something so powerful and majestic about the Afro sounds.
House music didn't start in South Africa, but what I can say right now is that we took the sound and we owned it. It was inspired by, you know, African elements, like, you know, a lot of music that we hear from like legendary artists, you know, like from people like Lady Smith, Black Mambazo, to your Fela Kuti. So basically it's an inspiration from that sound, you know, and we try to define it in house music kind of vibe, so yeah.
It ends up developing subgenres like Gom, which was quite big 2-3 years ago. Now there's Amapiano, you know. So Afro House is something that came out of house music, which we were consumers of in the late 90s and the 80s, where we were not really making house music, but Kwaito. As time went, you know, we did our own house music in our own way, which gave birth to Afro House.
Let's get ready to rumble!
I'm Ashley Kulufelo Rapala, also known as Shimza. I'm a DJ/producer from South Africa. I'm an all-round entrepreneur. I've been traveling the world, connecting people through music and doing what I love, man. Yeah.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Shimza. Happy birthday to you.
People that have an opportunity to make money outside, they need to bring it back into our communities, you know, and create opportunities for young people around there. Shimza's one-man show is a festival. You know, it's a festival in Tembisa in December on Christmas Day, which I started alone about 11 years ago. The basis of me starting this festival was to create something that people could do on Christmas Day. There are a lot of orphans and kids that stay in homes around Tembisa that are vulnerable, that don't have families, that don't have parents. And Christmas is such a lonely day for them. And I just decided, okay, let me just use this day to start this festival. But then it changed into an opportunity for me to create something that could have a much more bigger impact in my community. During the day, I'll bus in all these kids from these different homes, create a Christmas experience for them. From 5 p.m., the festival then starts. The production, I made sure that it's at a level at which a lot of people from my community have never seen it.
It's a big party in Tembisa on Christmas Day. And then part of the proceeds of that festival, then in January, contributes towards me buying school shoes for those kids that were there on Christmas Day. They've got new school shoes for the new school year, like every other kid.
I hate this photo. I hate this photo so much.
Ke nna Maraphala ba bantši ba mpitsa ka Mimisi. Ke nna mme wa Shimi. Ha gola ne ntse rata music a opela le ko sekolong a presenta e le motho jwalo fela. Nna ke rata gore ke le mme wa hae ke re mo yena ke re ntho a etsang a ska itlogela a tswele pele a dire a skebe a boela ko morago a tswele pele a skebe a change a tswele pele a ntse thusa bana ba tlhopeileng bao le batho le community a ntse a ikenya mo ra community a ska inahenela ena ile one.
I really appreciate the contribution that my community has had in my career, you know, and the amount of impact that the festival has on the economy of Tembisa. I feel like before R1 or €1 leaves the township, it should at least rotate at least 10 times because we need it more than anyone else.
Shimza to me is also one of my biggest inspirations. It's close to my heart, obviously coming from a background of staying in a home. I was like, oh my gosh, who is this person who's just out there, you know, DJing, doing his thing, and then from his talents, changing people's lives. So growing up, music for me was everything. From a little girl, I realized that staying in the home with like a lot of other broken people, that music for me was an escape. I'd always just imagine myself either singing and being on stage and just one day just bringing so much happiness to the world because I saw what it did for me. I realized at a very young age, music is power.
Broken people saying broken things. Let's find the light. Let's find the love. Let's find the light. Let's find the love. Let's find the love. Yeah. Let's find the love.
My name is Thandi Try. I'm a music producer, a vocalist, and a DJ. Back in my days when I started, there was no one that I could say I can look up to. It's so easy to look up to someone because you've seen that it's possible, they can do this. At that time, I didn't know of any female producers in the country. So yeah, I just made the brave decision one day. I think it was like my first EP came out in 2014 or 2016. And I had written Thandi Dry featuring Thandi Dry because I was like, I want people to understand that I'm not just a vocalist, I'm also a producer, and I knew that would get people talking, like who features themselves on a song, you know? So it was a good plan because it got everyone talking, and that was the first step of me introducing myself as a producer.
Let's find the love, let's find the love. Ooh, let's find the love, let's find the love. Let's find the love, let's find the love. Find the love, let's find the love. Ooh, find the love. Oh, suck. We are broken people saying broken things. Let's find the love.
I never knew being that little girl in a home. I never dreamed or imagined that I would fly around the world or fly from province to province just because of how I connect with music. It's very exciting times right now in South Africa for females in music production and vocals as a whole. We're really, really coming through. I know of a few girls who are, woo, watch out, yeah. The reason why I help out at a school called Volume Academy is because I can't keep the knowledge I have to myself. For me, it's really, really important that I give back to the next generation so we can keep the standard, keep the quality going.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Shaker 2, 3, 4. What is shakers? 7, 8. Hear that by now? So meaning what's in Dala is this, or if not this only. Just gonna wait for the song to come back a bit. Rumble. Okay. Okay. Now I'm gonna cut out the highs, and I want you to tell me if you hear anything. Are you guys hearing anything that sounds different? No? Yes? Okay.
I know how, I've watched people who've slept on floors and just make music and just become millionaires, you know? I know the importance that it is to our people.
I'm one person that never thought I would be where I am today, you know, with like limited resources that I had. I would know how hard it used to be for producers back in the days because things used to be like analog. So when things started becoming like digital, it became easier for, you know, people like us, people who don't have a lot of resources, you know? What we would have, it's a basic laptop and a software, like that we just downloaded, we pirated the software, you know? That's it. Technology played a huge role in our life. I'm a Afro house, or let me say house producer. Real name, Nico, known as the Capo, the DJ, born and bred in Polokwane, which is situated in South Africa. Getting to be known in different provinces across the world. I'm very overwhelmed by that, you know. For me, I was one of the lucky guys because a majority of the people that listen to my music are people from abroad. My best experience was like playing at Watergate, like in Berlin. The reason being that it happened long before I was very, very popular, you know. So I was invited in Berlin for the first time. And I think that was my first time I played like a 2-hour to 3-hour set. This energy, you know, that we share like in a club, like between the crowd and the DJ, you know, it kind of like puts you in like this other dimension.
The people in Europe holistically vibe differently. You know, they like, it's a vibe. it's a serious vibe, you know. You can see that these people are really interested in the music that you're playing, you know, and if you get it right, the night just becomes such a wonderful moment because you're seeing these people having so much fun, getting into the music, into something that they've never even heard in their lives, you know, and it's such a great pleasure and such a great feeling when you finish up your set and people are like, bro, who are you? Where are you from? We had fun.
I don't know how people in Germany do it. I need to come. I need people to show me what are you guys eating or how are you guys making these sounds. The synths and the melodies and appreciators. I have to definitely give it up to the German producers and artists in Germany. They are really inspiring a lot of the technical sound of what we are doing now in Africa.
Rise is playing such a big role in the Afro space in Berlin, which is a very crucial market for our music. Playing our music at that space at such a well-renowned club in the world, and here's this music coming from Africa that has a night at this big club. You know, that's a big statement.
To book the artists that started this movement and to show Berlin where it all came from, that was something that was really important to us. We want them to know that what they're doing is very groundbreaking, very forward-thinking. We want them to see how their music resonates with a community that's so far away and is rooted in such a technocentric environment.
Berlin ist ja eigentlich die Weltstadt für House und Techno. Bevor ich zu Afro House Musik gekommen bin, hatte ich jetzt nicht so den Zugang zu House- und Techno-Musik. Wenn du bei 3000 Leuten 5 Schwarze siehst und du merkst, du bist einfach so ein bisschen alleine, habe ich mich halt gedacht, dann gehe ich halt eher zu meinen Partys, wo mehr Leute sind wie ich. Und Afro House hat mir richtig diesen Zugang dann zu House und Techno irgendwie gegeben. Ich heiße Aziz Walter Saar. Walter ist meine deutsche Seite. Ich bin halt in einer Griot-Familie aufgewachsen. Griot sind in Westafrika die traditionellen Musiker, Geschichtenerzähler. Daher ist es mir wichtig, dass die Leute mehr gewohnt sind, Hausmusik auch mit Afrika zu verbinden.
Afro House hat auf jeden Fall mein Leben verändert und ist halt ein ganzes Leben so ein bisschen auf der Suche, wer bin ich, wo komme ich her, und Gleichgesinnte zu treffen, mit denen man irgendwie was teilen kann kulturell, ist auf jeden Fall großartig. Ich bin Jamie, ich bin DJ und auch Produzentin und ich bin Mitglied bei Rise. Rise steht auf jeden Fall dafür, dass wir verschiedene Kulturen irgendwie vereinen wollen. Wir wollen halt irgendwie was schaffen, wo sich die Leute wohlfühlen können, wo die hinkommen können, wo die in Ruhe feiern können, egal welchen Background du hast.
Just imagine. You listen to music and you dance to it with your friends. It's music you've never heard before, but you relate to it. And you don't even know why it resonates with you and everyone around you. It creates a sense of togetherness. That's something we want to achieve with the Rise events. We felt that there are so many good songs out there, so many great artists that no one has ever heard of. They're well known in South Africa, in Angola, or in Kenya, but many don't really have a standing here. Our main goal is to invite artists that inspire us the most to come over and play. You won't ever see my face. I just don't think it really matters. People around me should just see themselves and experience their own interaction with the music. I just see myself as a commentator of the scene and the representative of something that's bigger than my profile. I'm known under the name Hyena. I'm one of the founders of Rise Berlin. Rise itself is a label, a DJ collective, and a party series.
House ist ein riesiges Genre mittlerweile. Es kann mehr Afro-Tech sein, was viel härter ist. Es kann aber auch Housey sein. Es kann Drumsy, perkussiv sein. Es kann mehr Trancig sein. Also alles ist möglich. Unsere Rise-Events zeichnen sich dadurch aus, dass wir es geschafft haben, auf unseren Events ein Publikum zu kreieren, was für die elektronische Musik eigentlich recht divers ist.
Egal welche Hautfarbe, man sagt, das ist ein schöner Abend. Ich weiß aber auch, dass heute das Thema Afrika auf jeden Fall wichtig ist. Ich denke mal, bei jeder Musik, mit der man sich befasst, sollte man eigentlich so ein bisschen die Wurzeln wissen. Bei Hip-Hop weiß man es einfach, wo das herkommt. Bei Dancehall weiß man es, aber irgendwie bei House und Techno ist es vielen noch nicht so bewusst. Gerade Techno wird da dann eher mit Berlin in Verbindung gebracht, als jetzt irgendwie mit der Black Queer Community in Detroit.
Vielen ist gar nicht bewusst, dass Hausmusik schwarze Wurzeln hat. Die Anfänge findet man so in den frühen 1970er Jahren, vor allem in Chicago, wo es ja diesen berühmten Club Warehouse gab. Da haben halt DJs wie unter anderem Frankie Knuckles aufgelegt, super coole Edits, auch so Disco-Musik gemacht. Und diese Platten wurden dann unterm Tisch verkauft und das wurde dann unter Hausmusik berühmt, weil es halt dort gespielt wurde in dem Club namens Warehouse.
Hey, nice to meet you. How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, fine.
Lovely to meet you.
Also hier in Berlin. Also der kulturelle Austausch ist super wichtig bei Wise. Wir brauchen diesen Austausch, um auch zu erfahren, was hören die Leute gerade in den Ländern von den Künstlern, die wir gerade einladen. Wie ist der Stand der Szene dort? Yeah.
There's some songs where they respond well, and there's some songs where they're a bit like... When I'm playing in South Africa, my sets tend to be a bit more tech, because the tech part of it, the people are not necessarily well versed in it, they're not used to it, you know. So then when I play like in a European context, I also like to challenge the crowd and play very, very like Afro house, tribal, you know. The Western world does tend to not look at Africa as a destination for house music or a place that makes great house music. But yeah, I think they're very, very wrong. And they need to come and see the vibes for themselves, you know?
There's so much talent, and how do you get picked out of 1,000, 2,000, you know? Is it luck? Is it the X factor? There's so many different elements to music. And so the amount of demos that I receive daily and the stories that come with the demos, you know, is amazing. And so I try to personally listen to everything that I get, because I just don't want to miss something.
Wenn die weltweiten großen Festivalveranstalter und Clubbesitzer einfach mal sehen würden, oder sich mal befassen würden, wie groß Hausmusik in Afrika ist, auf was für einem hohen Niveau die Künstler, also die Produzenten und die DJs dort arbeiten, dann würden, glaube ich, ganz schnell sehr viele Türen öffnen.
O povo angolano é um povo de dança, um povo alegre, e com house não seria diferente. Em qualquer esquina vemos jovens adultos a dançarem. Eu diria que para cada música é criado um toque de dança. O Afro House em Angola não é só consumido em discotecas e clubes, é consumido nas ruas, nos mercados, nas festas de casamento, aniversários. O facto de ter tocado nas 18 províncias de Angola, o facto de termos vários DJs e produtores da Afro House, de fazermos eventos com mais de 30 mil pessoas, leva-me a dizer que o Afro House já está entre os 3 estilos mais populares de Angola. Este é o Mix FM do domingo a domingo aqui na RFM, o melhor do House Music. Eu sou Paulo Alves, vamos andar a 124 BPMs, fiquem ligados. House Music e bom rocking.
Olá, eu sou Wilson Quentura, DJ e produtor de Afro House, diretamente de Angola. África do Sul teve um grande papel na criação do Afro House cá em Angola. Muitos produtores locais inspiraram-se em produtores sul-africanos, assim como os bailarinos. O que diferencia o Afro House feito em Angola do Afro House feito nos outros países são os instrumentos que englobam o Afro House feito aqui. Nós temos outros estilos e instrumentos que derivam do semba, da quilapanga, do kuduro em especial, dão uma sonoridade diferente do Afro House feito cá com o Afro House feito no resto do mundo. Hoje eu vejo o Afro House feito em Angola a espalhar-se pelo mundo, principalmente para a Europa. Isso começando por Portugal, por falar a mesma língua que nós. E segundo, por existirem já colaborações de artistas locais com artistas internacionais. Nós temos a nossa sonoridade e aquela fusão com outros estilos de outros produtores que causam um impacto global e faz com que a música angolana seja ouvida em Angola e não só.
Elektronische Musik ist einfach die universellste, kombinationsfreudigste Musik, die man sich vorstellen kann. Also im Prinzip reden wir nur von einer Kickdrum, die da irgendwo drauf haut und dann kannst du kombinieren mit dieser Kickdrum, was immer du möchtest. Ich freue mich sehr darüber, dass endlich Künstler, die aus Afrika kommen, ihre Musik in den Markt kriegen, so, weil da ist eine ganz andere Musikalität drin. Ich höre im Grunde alles, was vor uns passiert ist. Also so, ich höre da die letzten 100.000 Jahre irgendwie auf eine gewisse Art und Weise. Fühle, da ist irgendwie irgendwas, was mich mit dem verbindet. Was in der Musik passiert, ist, dass Melodie und Rhythmus für mich eins werden. Und das ist in vielen anderen Musiken anders. Also in vielen anderen Musiken hörst du eben, ja, du hörst eine Gitarre oder ein Klavier und dann gibt es Schlaginstrumente, die dazu spielen. Und ich finde, in sehr viel afrikanischer Musik ist es eben so, du hörst viele Trommeln und die machen die Musik, also die machen die Melodie und die machen auch die Harmonie.
From us clapping, from us gita, from stomping and dancing or doing our ancestral dances, that alone is just, it's very powerful, it's very majestic. You could literally get in a trance. And I feel that in every like African person, you have that in you. A lot of our vocalists are praying to God. They're praying for positive things. So that is why it really touches you.
Same with church, the sermon and the choir, you know. It's that communal thing that we are invoking some spirit from this music, and you know, it's just getting possessed. It's the same thing when you DJ and you see these people, you know, they don't care about anything else. Whatever that song is doing to them, it's a special thing for them.
I think for the longest time we thought that if we sing in English, that's when people would only understand us. But Afrotech has proven that no, we could be chanting in our languages, but people are feeling.
I don't even know, you know, I don't know what the language is saying, but I can sing along to a part that I hear that's catchy. Of course, the drums and the grooves got to be on, but when you have a great hook, I mean, that's gonna come right into my hard drive, you know, to play.
A lot of people are trying to get themselves to places like Europe, America, and Asia so that they feel like, or they think it's the way to go so that they spread their music. But I think collaboration is very important in Africa. Once that happens, it's going to be much stronger. It's going to be easier to rotate the music, going to be easier to have artists come in and out, and obviously it's going to grow the sound.
Kenya is another super hot spot because they do vibe, you know, to anything, like anything that's hot at the current moment. Whenever I want like African vocals, I would shout out to the guys in Kenya or the Midi Minds.
We're the land of drums across the border and rhythm. Like, it's not all about Joburg and, you know, Cape Town and Angola or Lagos. We're trying to be unique and trying to show, you know, territories that, yes, Kenya is another pit stop you should make when you want to come and hear good music. And I believe the goosebump moments come with the, you know, vocals that people have never heard. My name's Fuzak, DJ producer based in Nairobi, Kenya, along with my brothers Dylan S and Suraj, who run Midi Minds.
You get exposed to a lot of traditional sounds here, and people who have not conformed to modern society in a way. We've always grown up listening to them. Maybe in like 2012, 2013, there was a lot of tech house being produced with African tribal vocals and stuff, and it's great music, but we felt like the story wasn't told in it.
The Sounds of series was a huge dream for all three of us. We wanted to basically highlight different cultures in Kenya and abroad. And we basically found a community. We collaborated with them and recorded their sounds.
We're very lucky to have a good production partner who managed to capture all of this.
Badasses Without Borders.
The Samburu community is really famous for the way they sing and chant music. It's the similar language to Maasai, who are probably the most popular tribe in Kenya. And it just appealed to us in terms of how interesting they make sounds with their bodies, their necks, their jewelry, their feet. It's just a whirlwind of really good vocal chops and vocal samples that we could take on and give to producers.
It was the first time they heard their own voices on their headphones. I think that moment really captured all three of us and all our partners, because we got to see something so honest and intimate that we've never seen before.
Even if it's just an area around there that we could just get to just record first.
Body language.
like so much vocals, you know, and they shared it with like a whole lot of producers, South African producers. They're like, yo, we have a vocal for you, you know, from Kenya. Just take this and see what you can do with it. And I'm like, oh, snap. I'm very intrigued. I was very fascinated by that. I'm like, oh, this is traditional. This is my vibe. And that's how we came about, you know, to doing a song.
We basically put together a release, a compilation of 19 songs. We released it in collaboration with Madoris in the House, and all the royalties from that is channeled towards the educational program in the school there.
One of the ladies from the Samburu community who we recorded, she was like, a lot of people come in and film us or record us, but we never see anything back from it. We thought it was an important part to highlight such a rich culture that we have all over our country, and for it not to be forgotten by like younger people from here, because for me personally, it's been like massive inspiration to the music I make and the music I listen to is just hearing these tribal rhythms and tribal vocals that are just so true to their innate nature that it's a really special thing that I don't think should be forgotten for years to come.
This is just getting started, you know, because there's so much more to this music than just like what it is that like people are seeing right now. So, and I'm super excited to be part of this journey.
Rise again. 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 Rise again.
It's gonna take us, I think, as Africans as well, to fearlessly really stand by our sound, stand by our inputs, and really be proud of who we are in all our, you know, magic and melanin, you know, that this is us, this is Africa, and this is what we're about. Yeah, feel us.
We will not stand for this. We need no permission to celebrate our blackness with every strike of the drum. We raise our fist to the sun.
We have a huge mission, you know, ahead of us of, you know, of introducing the sound to the world. But I see Afro house music as the next, you know, as the next biggest thing.
Rise again. Rise again. Rise again.
Looking at my gigs, it's incredible to see how many countries have picked up on that specific sound. And it's often not where I would have expected it. Russia, Turkey, Greece, they're all connecting with this music.
We hear them calling God. We hear them calling God.
We were there when nobody got into it. Trust me, we were there pounding it for years.
It's just beautiful to see and watch it thrive and seeing, you know, it taking over the world.
You can't really say it's just Afro house now. It is house, you know. It's actually put a stamp on it. It's gonna evolve. It's gonna be a beautiful thing, and I think it's gonna open the eyes of other genres to come.
Weil es sehr erfolgreich ist gerade, springen sehr viele auf den Zug auf und versuchen das irgendwie nachzumachen. Natürlich gab es immer einen starken Einfluss afrikanischer Musik auf elektronische Musik, ist ja klar. Jetzt kommt plötzlich ein großer wahrnehmbarer afrikanischer Einfluss. Es wird natürlich irgendein Abdruck in dem Gesamtstrom hinterlassen, ja, und man wird sich, egal wo das hingeht, in Zukunft wird man das einarbeiten in die Gesamtidee.
Different people are starting to catch on to it, you know, and we can only grow bigger from here. We need to be as unique as we are right now to the world and just keep pushing till we get to a level at which no one else can really ignore us.